Um, Hello everyone. My name is Carly Cox, and I'm a part of the Student Advisory Board for Counseling and Psychological Services here at KSU, and today we'll be talking about procrastination. So today we'll be covering what is procrastination, the procrastination cycle, and how to break it, types of procrastinators, and tips to stop procrastinating. So these are just a couple of quotes. A couple that I actually like are, if it weren't for the last minute, I wouldn't get anything done. I used to genuinely be this way. I used to just wait till the last minute and just get everything done that day. And then also procrastination is like a credit card. It's a lot of fun until you get the bill. For any of y'all who have a credit card, you understand how this feels. So moving on. So first, what is procrastination? It is an active process. Sometimes you may choose to do something else instead of the task that would be most productive for you to be doing. It then becomes a habit and deeply ingrained pattern of behavior. This often leads to guilt or shame, even with minor episodes. It also reduces productivity and we miss out on our goals, leading to loss of motivation, depression, job loss, or academic failure. So this slide explains the procrastination cycle. First, it's always a tough or disagreeable task that results in worry or anxiety. It then leads to us trying to make ourselves feel better. We eventually give into feeling good, and this then activates the reward cycle. So that in that moment, you want to do something pleasant instead of the task at hand. Finally, after we perform that pleasant task, there are then consequences such as missing a deadline, and then that makes us feel worse about ourselves and that task. So, the first step is to recognize that you are procrastinating. This is normally the first step to any problem that you need solved. You will begin to recognize that you are filling your day with low priority tasks, leaving a task on your to-do list for a very long time, reading emails several times over without making a decision on what to do with them. You're starting a high priority task and then going off to get coffee or do some other task. And you could be filling your time with unimportant tasks instead of the important ones, and waiting to be in a good mood or waiting for the right time. Moving on. So the next step is to learn why you procrastinate. These are several questions to ask yourself. Is it because the task is boring or unpleasant? Most of them probably are. Is it because of poor organization? Do you have doubts or worries about failure or success? Perfectionism? Poor decision making? Or is it due to other mental health challenges such as ADHD, OCD, anxiety, or depression? So, um, the next step is to break the cycle. We want to forgive ourselves for procrastinating in the past. Studies have shown that self-forgiveness can make you feel more positive and reduce procrastination in the future. Now, second, we are going to commit to the task and focus on doing and not avoiding. If you have to, write down the tasks you need to complete and specify when to do them. Timing is everything. Next, we're going to promise ourselves a reward, like 10 minutes of social media, so you know how good it feels after doing a certain amount of that task. For me, I get my tasks done while listening to an album, and once the album is over, I'll take a pause for like 10 minutes just to check my notifications. And then finally, we can also ask someone to check on you and your progress. Peer pressure works. If you have no one to ask, then there are apps to help you monitor. If you have an iPhone, there's a focus mode on your phone, if you were not aware of that. For me, my do not disturb is always on. If it was not on, I would not get anything done. Okay, so Here are a couple more ways to break the cycle. Um, Act as you go. When the priority arises, tackle it rather than letting it build up. Rephrase your internal dialogue. The phrases need to and have to, for example, imply you have no choice in what you do. This can make you feel disempowered and might even result in self-sabotage. However, saying I choose to implies that you own a project and can make you feel more in control of your workload. Also, minimize distractions and turn off all technology. And like I said earlier, Apple devices have a do not disturb mode that really works for me at least. And then finally, get those tasks done that you find least pleasant out of the way early. And the rest of the day will become easier because you can perform tasks you find more enjoyable. All right, so here is the alternative approach. An alternative approach is to embrace the art of delay. Research shows that active procrastination, that is, deliberately delaying getting started on something so you can focus on other urgent tasks. Um, make these can make you feel more challenged and motivated to get things done. This strategy can work particularly well if you are someone who thrives under pressure. Initially, I thought that I thrived under pressure, and that just was not the case. However, if you do decide to actively procrastinate, be sure to avoid putting your classmates under any unnecessary, unpleasant, and unwanted pressure. So, here's a field guide to procrastinators that are dreamers. What to do. You keep a to-do list and complete several tasks a day. Foster creativity by scheduling time to let your mind wander. Break down large projects into a series of achievable milestones. Self-discipline is a better predictor of academic performance than intelligence. Students assigned to mental contrasting activity, a visualization method, scored 20% to 35% higher on quizzes than those who visualized obstacles standing in the way of earning a higher score. All right, so these are for our worriers. What do you need to do? Okay, so you need to focus on the task at hand rather than intrusive thoughts. Push through anxiety by working on a little bit each day. Ask for help creating a realistic timeline. Dopamine has a direct correlation to motivation, and its job is to encourage us to act. Lower levels of dopamine cause people to look for the easy way out, while high levels of dopamine motivate people to work for intrinsic and extrinsic rewards. Test anxiety and preoccupation with performance have been identified as the greatest source of negative performance. Learning proper study skills and test taking strategies have shown to reduce anxiety. All right, so for a perfectionist, what do you need to do? You can ask for help defining realistic expectations, reward yourself for reaching mini goals along the way, seek emotional support when you put too much pressure on yourself. In 2009, in a 2009 study, Vanderbilt scientists mapped brains of achievers and procrastinators. Those willing to work diligently for rewards had a higher level of dopamine in the striatum and prefrontal cortex, areas known to impact motivation. College students who wrote down goals accomplished significantly more than those who did not in a 2015 study. All right, for our crisis makers. Set your own deadlines in order to create a natural adrenaline rush and complete tasks before they are really due. Rather than relying on stress, figure out other potential motivators that work for you. Engage in leisure activities that give you an adrenaline rush. In a 2006 study, girls had higher levels of self-discipline than boys and displayed 5 to 20% more self-control. Girls also earned higher grades than boys. A 1997 study at Case Western Reserve University found that students who procrastinated had lower levels of stress initially than other students. However, the negative effects of procrastination outweighed the initial benefits as the students who put off assignments earned lower grades and reported higher cumulative amounts of illness and stress. All right, so our last one, our overdoers. You can add downtime to your to-do list. Um, Practice saying no when it's appropriate to do so, and prioritize your to-do list on a regular basis. In a 1995 study, researchers found self-discipline to be the only one of 32 measured personality variables to predict college GPA more accurately than SAT scores. A 2004 study of undergraduates found students with the highest levels of self-discipline self-reported higher grades and a higher variety of personal and interpersonal strengths. Now let's talk about if you are disorganized. First, you can keep a to-do list, which will keep you from forgetting about those unpleasant or overwhelming tasks. I wish I could show you guys, but I have a calendar of the semester with every assignment and the days they are due for each of my classes. From there, I create a to-do list from that specific week so that I can see everything that's due when I should do it. It's also color coded by class, so that makes everything a lot easier. And then also you can use Eisenhower's urgent, important principle. So ask yourself if it's important and urgent, then do it now. If it's not urgent and important, then schedule it. If it's not important and urgent, then ask, what can it do for me? And if it's not important and it's not urgent, then eliminate it. This will enable you to quickly identify the activities that you should focus on. Also, tackle your tasks at your best performing times, morning or afternoon, which is more effective for you. Set yourself time-bound goals with deadlines that you know you can achieve. And last, um, use task and time management apps. There are numerous apps designed to help you be more organized, such as Trello, Scholar, Forest, for example. Um, If you're prone to delaying projects because you find them overwhelming by breaking them, you can try breaking them down into more manageable chunks. Organize your projects into smaller tasks and focus on starting them rather than finishing them. And then, so that is the end of this past workshop. These are a few of our other workshops that you can attend: test anxiety, time management, procrastination, like we just did, and study skills. So if you have any questions, you can contact Counseling and Psychological Services at counseling.kennesaw.edu. We also have a page on the KSU website as well. And thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to attend this.